be increasing in prevalence between now and the year 2030? Like something like, didn't you say from like ninth most prevalent to fourth or something? Why is that?
For new cancer diagnosis, correct. So there's actually a lot of talk about this. I actually just did a review paper about this as well. A lot of that is due to the increase of diagnostic technology. So we're just being able to confirm these cases more so than we were able to in the past. So a lot of it has to just do with diagnostic technologies and the advancements with that. A lot of people in the U.S. and worldwide have some sort of thyroid disease. They're just not aware of it because it's not presenting as like a goiter or anything like that. Did you have a follow-up to that?
I have another question. It's not a follow-up.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, that makes sense. So basically you're saying it's not that there's something that's causing thyroid cancer to actually increase incidence. It's just that we're going to be able to detect it easier.
Correct.
But I mean, that's the same for like things like breast cancer and all that too. So it seems, we're finding it easier to detect all sorts of cancers. But so I have another question too. I was trying to follow along with all of your acronyms and all that. And one of the acronyms that I did recognize is STR for microstats. And so I was trying to wrap my head around, was it when you were testing for the microstats? Sorry, there's an ice cream truck out on my street. An ice cream truck. So I guess they're like making money now. So what was it that you were doing this and you were using these microsats to make sure that your ML1 cell line was pure?
Correct. So they use, I forget the exact number, I think it was like 15 microsatellite markers. So they find these very specific short channel repeats within each gene of the sequence. Then they compare that to like the database. So what the database would be the actual, so they would have these exact same markers from the patient that these cells were derived from. So if there was some sort of change or mutation or contamination, they would be able to pick up on that. If that makes sense.
Okay, and basically for this kind of research, anyone who's getting ready to test some sort of potential chemotherapeutic drug would be testing first. Correct. To make sure that their cell line was pure with a method like this.
You would want to confirm and authenticate if you received the cell line, and then right before you were to submit like a manuscript, just to confirm that, and I didn't learn this until I went to a conference last semester, but there is a lot of people that do research on different cell lines thinking that, this is cervical cancer, and then they go to submit their paper and they get it authenticated, and then it was a melanoma cell line or something else. So it's fairly important to at least make sure that the cell line you're using is the correct cell line and not something else, because then we don't really know. Every cell line is going to be a little bit different too. Going back to like us using 10% DMS cell initially, the individual that was using a different cell line. So that might have maybe been better, that might have worked for them, but it's not necessarily something that would translate to all of the different cell lines.
I got it. I'm going to go back on mute.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for coming. Any other questions, friends? Sorry, I went really fast. I think just being able to click next the whole time made that go a lot quicker than I wanted it to. I timed myself earlier and it was 40 minutes, so that definitely went a little faster.
Yeah. This is just kind of a general question. Do you know the accidental discovery of cisplatin? Because I always love those stories.
I did look into it because I thought it was really funny as well. I have it written somewhere here. Yeah, so Barnett Rosenberg discovered it, had cell cycle arrest properties. I forgot what it was originally used for. I can send you the article. I just have to find it. But yeah, it was completely unintentional, which is funny.
Yeah, I just know a guy who discovered one of the caspase inhibitors for apoptosis, And he discovered it because he left his cells in an incubator and went on vacation. And when he came back, they weren't dead. And so he had the, at least foresight to look at them instead of just throwing them in the garbage and thinking nothing of it. And he discovered that there was a mutation that allowed these cells to survive when they should have died long ago.
We love to see it.
That story always the story is very similar that like a penicillin discovery, right?
Right. Yeah.
Especially during the vacation, coming back and see, same story. That's very interesting.